Good day, everybody. It's Saturday, the 4th of March, 2023. Uh, uh, Happy to see everybody here watching videos. Next week, which will be the second Saturday of March, that's when I'll do a live stream, and it'll be 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, legalities. Remember, everything is for entertainment purposes only. The full disclaimer is down in the box. Please subscribe, hit the bell, do the thumbs up, leave a comment, tell your friends. Let's get the subscriber numbers up. And let's see what else. Oh, yeah, the yarn fiber fund. I talked about in my short video yesterday what I do with the yarn. So if you'd like to contribute, that's would be wonderful. And if you do want the reading, just shoot me an email. Let's see. This morning, when I was sitting back doing my normal thing in the morning, watching the sunrise, I did get some stuff from Wallace and Edward, and he was just going on and how the damn fool is just, they've turned themselves into their own exile. And he needs to read as much as he can about what his granduncle's life was like, his great-granduncle, because, yeah, it was his great-grandfather's brother. So the ginger kid needs to read up on what his great-granduncle's life was then like in Paris. I mean, he's doing the same thing, but as Edward/David did, but he's going about it in the most foolish manner. That's the best thing, nicest way I can put it. He threw everything away with both hands, thinking that his wife knew everything. Well, Wallace, she admits she did not want to leave Ernest Simpson. She was happy to be the mistress. But unfortunately, yeah, Edward/David pulled the nasty S card, so she was kind of cornered and forced into that marriage. She never was in love with him. She loved him, but she was never in love with him. And she does state that. And, well, the former Edward VIII keeps saying the fool he had everything, but he threw it away with both hands. If she wanted to continue in the spotlight, all she had to do was talk to the Earl of Wessex, Edward, and they could have revitalized Arden Productions, and she could have been a presenter for numerous new documentaries pertaining to the UK and the Commonwealth. She could have done a very successful career, but she didn't really want to. She wanted the glitz and the glamour, but none of the hard work. And now she's scrambling because she realizes now that she messed up. So that's why now she's hanging around somebody else, but she picked the wrong older gentleman to go after, because his family can spot a gold digger miles and miles away. And I'm surprised they weren't pre-warned of her intentions. Now, there's been some other scuttlebutt, and I did some looking into and asking about Sarah Ferguson. And some people are making the accusation that she's a mole, but she's not. Sarah learned that the best thing she could have is the friendship of the monarch. So she did that. She maintained a very close friendship with Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II. And she is still friendly on good terms with Charles. So she's not going to be doing anything that's going to jeopardize that. Right now, Sarah is neutral. She is on the fence. She isn't leaning one way or the other. She's neutral. She's being Switzerland, Sweden right now. She's a neutral country. So she is not going to say or do anything that's going to jeopardize her position. And as for, going back to Henry and Rachel, they don't have the money to purchase a home. And for him to keep his position as counselor of state, he needs to have a UK domicile address. So since they pulled the stunt and saying, oh, we've been evicted, when in reality, the lease on Frogmore Cottage was only for 1 year at a time. It was not a block of time. And Andrew's lease on Royal Lodge is for 75 years, and he still has several decades to go. And if the Crown wants Andrew to vacate Royal Lodge, they're going to have to buy him out of the contract. So for the time being, he's staying put. That is something that in the negotiations with Henry and Rachel, when they took on Frogmore Cottage, they were foolish. They didn't go for a long-term leasehold on the property. They just did the 1 year rollover. And now that is coming to bite them in the butt, big time. And now if they contact somebody for an estate agent to get a rental, when people find out that it is the two of them looking for a place to rent, they're going to jack it up. The price is just going to go through the ceiling. And then he's going to moan and whine that they have no security. Well, you didn't want to be a working royal. You didn't want that senior royal status. They've thrown it away with both hands. And so now if they do have to come over for a required event, especially something that's dealing with the family, they will be provided accommodations in one of many royal palaces or castles. And staying within a palace or an official crown residence, they automatically have the high security perimeter. So they just have to realize that they got what they wanted. They now need to grin and bear it. And it's not a good thing. They don't want it, but they're stuck with it now. And if they do come over for the coronation, which Henry wants to and actually needs to, because they need to have their belongings fully out of Frogmore within 2 weeks after the coronation, she is the type that she does not want strangers going through her personal belongings. So yeah, they're going to come over to pack up and pilfer whatever else they can get out of that house. It wouldn't surprise me if she decided to take off, let's say, small furnishing items like doorknobs, faucets, frames, things that have, they're going to have to be watched while they're packing. And Charles is going to insist that the children accompany them to the coronation. They are going to be bribed with a photo of him with his 2 grandchildren. So, yeah, he's in it for the long game. And unfortunately, they were always looking for short-term goals. They did not think things out going out 5, 10 years, 15 years down the road. Whereas the monarch and the courtiers do. They look at the long game, the long run. How is this going to affect? How will this happen? How will this affect everybody 2, 3, 4, 5 years? So that's why I think they did the Frogmore lease for 12-month rollovers. And they played by the rules. They gave them 90 days, more than 90 days, saying, hey, we're not renewing your lease. So for most people, 90 days is enough time to find a new accommodation. But they're just blowing it all out of proportion. Let's see, what else? I got a phone call about that Murtaugh thing, and what I saw, what I heard, I prefer not to make any comments on. No, not at all. The other stuff, they are Ohio. They are now ripping up the railroad track, and they're saying, oh, it's track repair. But in reality, they are also scooping up all the topsoil. It's a cleanup operation that is being classified as track repair, so they can keep it quiet pertaining to the EPA stuff. So yeah, it's considered a repair job, not a cleanup job. That's how they're putting it out there, just to keep things on the quiet. I do believe that they have started to look at security footage from when those tankers were loaded, and there's security cameras along the entire length of railroad track. So yeah, I think that all security cameras from all the trains that have derailed within the past 60 days, the security cameras are going to be looked at not only in the United States, but also in Greece. And yes, it's people are making a big deal. It's like, oh, how Charles sent a condolence letter to the people of Greece. I'm thinking, people, wake up, smell the coffee. Charles's daddy had to renounce his claim to the throne of Greece. Prince Philip was Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark. Philip's grandfather on his father's side was the monarch of Greece. So, of course, he would extend condolences and assistance to the country of Greece. Wouldn't you? If it's a country that your grandfather came from? If that was the country your dad was from? So, yeah, it makes total sense. There's gossip flying around about Camilla, and they're saying, oh, she's drinking a lot, but I think that's just gossip fodder. I don't think she has an alcohol issue. I'm guessing that she, like her mother, is dealing with osteoporosis, arthritis. And that can be an extremely painful physical condition. And she may have gone in to have some an extended treatment, and that's why they were using the C word as the excuse. But I think it's more that Camilla is dealing with she's dealing with osteoporosis, just like her mom. And so, as for anything else, right now they expect more to be coming out about the guy who resides at 1600 Pennsylvania, because information is now going to be leaked, because they realize that guy and his number 2 person, the hyena laughing lady, yeah, she laughs like a hyena. Some stuff is going to be coming out about those two, and they're not going to be real visible in 24. No, they're not going to be busy. They're not going to be considered for the 24 situation. But it's Saturday. It's sunny out. I need to go take care of things. So I hope everyone has a good weekend. I'll have something out for you on Monday. Yeah, Monday usually my videos go up at 4:30 in the afternoon, Central Standard Time. Next Saturday, I'll do the live stream, and that'll be at 1 p.m. So everyone have a great weekend. Bye-bye.